Proverbs 1. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel with an E. Excuse me. What does matter is when people start saying that Phil and Adam and Sam and Bob are all the same name, because they're not, and no one in their right mind would believe that. And the letter J is about 600 years old, and the letter J also was not in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic texts. Didn't exist at all. Again, it didn't exist at all because the letter J has been only around for, 600 years? There's no way it could have been around 2,000 years if it just came into place 600 years ago. Mass deception, though. You can't talk to certain people about the letter J, though. They'll be like, no, you can't get into that letter J stuff, man. That's dangerous. It's like, no, not looking it up for yourself is dangerous. Choosing to be ignorant is dangerous. Not choosing to learn. That is quite the difference. Quite the difference. And the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. And a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Again, could only have been Joshua for 600 years because the letter J. But for people who want to whine and complain about what his name is because it has to have a J, well, it's Joshua. So, ignorance, arrogance, big difference. Ignorance is just not knowing. Arrogance is choosing to refuse to know and refusing to acknowledge that they know and just continuing with their thing. And I strongly believe that the son of Elohim, I would strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. Proverbs 1. Proverbs in English is Proverbs, and then in Hebrew it's Mishli. Mishle with a half a check mark. And the half a check mark is always going to be on top of the E. Haven't seen it anywhere else. If it is, I'll tell you. And H with a dot. The dot is always underneath of the H, always in the middle at the bottom, underneath of it. Same thing. And whenever I enunciate words a little bit stronger, it's because it's a capital referring to Yahweh or the Father or the set apart Spirit. And if it's in another language, I'll try to spell it all the time. And unless I've spelled it a lot throughout the book, then you can just come to the front of the book, and it'll be like that for all of them. After a long time of me just consistently just saying it over and over and over again, I figure people might want to listen to a whole book rather than each individual chapters. That's another reason why I put them all into playlists. That way you can also see how many chapters are in each book in this Bible. I'm just going to drink something because my throat's a little sore. Well, not a little sore. It's like, what do you call that? Phlegmed. It's phlegmed, not sore. Excuse me. Proverbs 1. The Proverbs of Shlomo, Shelomoh, which is Solomon. Shlomo, son of David, Dawid with a line underneath of it. Sovereign of Yisrael, Yisra', with a half a check mark L. Excuse me. For understanding the words of... For knowing wisdom and discipline, for understanding the words of understanding, for receiving the discipline of wisdom, righteousness, right ruling, and straightness, for giving insight to the temple, knowledge and discretion to the young, The wise one hears and increases learning, and the understanding one gets wise counsel for understanding a proverb and a figure, the words of the wise and their riddles. For fear of YahWeh is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and discipline. My son heeds the discipline of your father. And do not forsake the Torah of your mother, for they are a fair wreath on your head and chains around about your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in. If they say, "Come with us, let us lie in wait for blood," so to murder someone. Let us ambush the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol, SHE''OL, and entirely like those going down to the pit. Let us find all precious goods. Let us find our houses with spoil. Cast in your lot among us. Let us all have one purse, so one piece of land. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Keep your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and they hurry to shed blood, to murder. For in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. For in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. But they lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owners. Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the broad places. At the head of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the openings of the gates in the city, she speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, would you love simplicity, and shall scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? It's a question. Turn away my reproof. See, I pour out my spirit on you. I make my words known to you because I called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no one inclined, and you spurned all my counsel. Spurned is SPURNED, and would not yield to my reproof. Let me also laugh at your calamity, mock when your dread comes. When your dread comes like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, let them then call on me, but I answer not. Let them seek me, but not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of YahWeh. They did not accept my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore let them eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own counsels. For the turning away of the simple kills them, and the complacency of fools destroys them. But whoever listens to me dwells safely, and is at ease from the dread of evil. That was a really good one. I like that one.